Hey guys, I just got back from an awesome trip in the Bahamas. I finally caught my first yellowfin tuna. This thing is giant, so I'm gonna show you how I caught this, and I'm gonna meet you back at the fillet table to show you how I'm gonna clean it.
Yo, you're about.
Oh my gosh. There's tunas blowing up all over there.
That was a decent one. Big boils? Guys just saw some big.
Oh my god! They're blowing up.
Yes. Oh, which one? Put it in here. Just put it up. Real. That's the one. That's the one. Yes. Barack. Bring it back to the boat. Catch me good. No, her drag's good. No, dude, she's good. She's good. I said it. That's a big one. Turn in the boat. Yes. Rip on. How'd that feel? How'd that feel when you said I'm on?
It like ripped out of my head.
That one's over 30 pounds for sure. Oh, 3 on, triple hookup. All on live baits. There it is. That's a nice one, bro. Yeah. Tiger. Go. Oh, that's a nice one. Yeah. Mike, it's right here. One more circle.
Mike.
I'm not getting it. One more circle. Where's that bat at?
Come on! This is the one!
Yeah! It's a fucking boy! Yes! You're recording, talk. Guys, what rod are you?
Oh yeah, first yellowfin in the boat! And my first yellowfin.
That's
Hell yeah! That was
one.
so freaking exciting. Woohoo!
Stuck him. That was so sick. Alright.
Hell yeah!
Boom!
So on that drift, we ended up catching 2 yellowfins and I think 2 blackfins, and that was so freaking exciting. I am so glad. That's my first yellowfin, and
there's nothing like your first one. That first run gets you hooked.
oh yeah, it just ripped out of my hands. I was like, oh god, I'm on.
They're just so damn strong. Even in the bent butt, she's probably fishing 30-35 pounds of drag, and they just keep going.
Oh, and the reason I'm fishing it in the rod holder is because you got to get these fish to the boat really fast or else they get sharked, which we had a couple of fish get sharked. So you want to get them to the boat as fast as you can, and the easiest way is if it's in the rod holder, and you can just crank them in. So that's why I'm finding it in the rod holder. Yeah. All right, Vic.
Wow.
How heavy?
Hold on. Ready? You got 48 pounds.
48 pounds.
50-pound tuna.
50 pounds.
That's what we thought. Absolute stud for Brooke. I'd say that's a pretty damn good tuna for your first yellowfin.
And that's without any blood left in him because we bled him. All right, guys, it's time to clean this guy up. I've never cleaned a yellowfin before, but it's gonna be just like any tuna, so let's get to it. All right, so I'm gonna start right behind the pec fin. The head comes all the way to here, this bone. So I'm gonna go around the bone and then up here and get this head meat up here. And then slice around the pec fin. And come down like this. I'm going to make a cut down the whole entire length of his body, down the bloodline, so I separate it into 2 separate loins. Now I'm just taking my knife and following down the backbone. I'm just lifting up that meat and slowly just going down the bones, riding my knife down the bones. Just separating the meat. Okay. I honestly only missed a little tiny bit of meat right here, but besides that, I think I did a pretty good job. What do you think, Vic?
I think you did a great job. Not many girls who know how to fillet yellowfin tuna. Not many guys know how to fillet yellowfin tuna at that.
Just as long as you take your time and you go nice and easy, you're gonna do a good job. If you go fast and you're careless and you're not really paying attention, you're not gonna do a good job. But as long as you go slow, you'll do a good fillet. Spin this guy around, get to this belly side, and I'm gonna start and do basically the same thing I did on the other side and just work my knife down. Now, from this side, I'm just slowly separating the meat from the bones again. And I already have that belly side cut, so it should just come right off. Follow down those rib cage bones. So there is my second loin. I'm gonna put that in the cooler. All right, so there is my second side gone. I'd say that's pretty good. Not bad for my first time, if I do say so myself. The easiest way to do this second side is if you cut the head off of it so that it lays nice and flat. So Victor, my assistant, is gonna cut the head off for me. All right, so thank you for Victor for cutting the head off. Let's see if he has anything in his stomach. Oh yeah, he does. Looks like my pilchard. What on earth is this?
What the?
What is this? That's literally plastic. He's got some grass in his belly. Alrighty. So he ate 2 pilchards.
Those were chummers. Those were live chummers.
Yeah? And then some chunks. He's got chunks in there. Those are our chunks we were throwing in.
Crab. A crab.
Seaweed. I'm not sure what that is. Oh, this looks like a little triggerfish.
Wow.
A little triggerfish. Oh, there's the crab's claw. We see these fish busting on the surface, eating things, and there's a lot of seaweed out there, so when they go up to eat things, they get some seaweed mixed in there. So a little triggerfish, that was in the seaweed. That crab was probably in the seaweed. This plastic was in his belly. I'm not sure what this was. I'm not sure what he thought it was when he ate it, but that's how you know that we need to do something about our pollution, when you find pieces of plastic inside of your tuna's belly.
That's very true.
Back to business. Now we're on the other side. So the reason that we cut the head off is if I didn't cut it off, it would be really hard and awkward to fillet with it all on an awkward angle. So now it's nice and flat, and I have a nice flat surface to cut on, so it's gonna be a lot easier. So cut down the center again. Now that is what you wanna see. No meat on those bones. Now I'm gonna skin it, and so to make it easier, I'm gonna cut it in half first. Just glide my knife down the skin.
Beautiful.
Okay, and now I'm gonna cut out what's left of this bloodline. Definitely don't wanna leave the bloodline in. I'm planning on making sushi with this. So you definitely don't want any of this bloodline in your sushi rolls. All right guys, I'm gonna finish cleaning up the rest of our fish. I'll meet you back in the kitchen because I'm gonna have a sushi party tonight, so it should be a great time. Now the first step for your sushi prep is rice. I always buy something that says sushi rice on it, but any white, short grain rice will work. I always rinse the rice to remove the starchy powder till the water runs out clean before boiling it. Once your rice is cooked, it'll be very sticky. This is normal. I usually just make my sushi rolls with the plain rice, but a few people told me in my last video I had to add rice vinegar or it's not really sushi. So this time I added a half a cup of rice vinegar, 2 teaspoons of salt, and 2 tablespoons of sugar. I stirred that up and added it to my cooked rice. I think it gave it a great flavor and I will do this from now on. Now I won't lie, sushi takes a long time to make. You need to prep a lot before you can ever start rolling your rolls. Everyone likes something different in their sushi. I like to cut up thin slices of cucumber, scallions, and avocado. Have fun with it and use what you like. Some people add carrots, celery, or even tomatoes. I like everything cut thin, that way it rolls easily in the roll. As for my fish prep, I like to use about 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch thick pieces of fish. I usually like my fish, cucumber, and scallions all to be around the same length, which I base off of the width of my seaweed paper. The sushi nori sheets have a shiny side and a dull side. You want the shiny side down. Now the biggest tip I can give you for spreading out your rice evenly is to keep your fingers wet. It helps the rice from not completely sticking to your fingers instead of the seaweed. You want to spread the rice out nice and evenly to all the edges of the seaweed. Place what you want in the roll on the side nearest to you. I like to put the plastic wrap over my bamboo rolling sheet to keep it clean throughout the process. Now the trick to having the best rolls is to roll it nice and tight so that it doesn't fall apart. Just keep rolling nice and tight, but make sure to keep that plastic wrap out of the roll. Your roll should look something like this when it's finished. I'm in no way a professional sushi roller, but with a little practice, my friends seem to all think so, and at the end of the day, that's what really matters, right? Now when I cut the sushi, I like to place the plastic wrap over the sushi. I think it holds the roll together better, as well as keeping a nice, clean, wet knife also helps. So there's our first roll. I like to cut the pieces about 1/2 inch thick. Now the next roll is called an inside out roll, which the rice is on the outside. Spread out the rice and gently flip the nori sheet and then place your ingredients to the inside of the roll. Then just roll it the same way. I usually sprinkle sesame seeds onto the rice before I roll it this way, but I forgot, so I just sprinkled some to the roll after I rolled it. The next thing I did was made some seared tuna. I rolled the thicker pieces of tuna in black and white sesame seeds and heated up a pan on high heat with just a little olive oil and sesame oil. With seared tuna, you just want to cook the outside ever so slightly and have a nice raw center. They'll cook fast. You only want to leave them on each side for about a minute before rotating them. Once all the sides are white, take them out of the heat and slice them to your liking. The sharper the knife, the better your pieces won't fall apart. Now to top off the sushi, I sprinkled on some Masago, which is fish eggs. It adds a great texture to the sushi and it complements the rolls without being too overwhelming. It also adds a nice color pop. A lot of people don't like spicy sushi, so I made up a whole plate full of plain sushi rolls. Then I made up a plate with some spicy pieces with spicy mayo, which is just some mayonnaise and sriracha mixed together. Alright, so here's the squad that came to enjoy our sushi night. Everyone say hi. Hi. Hey. Brian. And here's our spread. we've just finished dinner. Everyone's got a bunch of empty plates. So what'd you guys think?
It was delicious.
2 thumbs up.
10 out of 10.
Good people, good food, good times. You guys always kill it out in the ocean and you kill it in the kitchen too. Everything was fire.
I second that.
What he said.
Catch a good breakfast snack.
Dad?
I had 2 rounds of everything trying to figure out what I liked best, but it was all delicious.
Alright, I think it's pretty cool that we could go out in the wild. Brooke and I caught all these yellowfins with the group, and then we come back here, share with all these friends. Thank you guys for coming, and it's just cool that all these young people, you know, come together over food, over fishing, over something that we all enjoy, which is the ocean that we're so passionate about. So thank you guys for watching. Brooke, you did a badass job rolling all those rolls. I did not roll a single one, so credit to you.
Victor did the dishes.
Victor did do the dishes. And anything that you didn't see me make, Victor made in his video, so I will link his video down in the description so you guys can check that out. And Frankie also helped me roll some rolls, so shout out to Frankie for helping me.
They weren't as good though. I tried.
Well, sushi night was definitely a success. I'm glad I got to share it with all those people. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like the video and also to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.
Oh my God.